What's going on? In today's lesson, we're going to discuss what I like to call energetic mixing. This strategy is how I choose to do my transitions, and through this, I'm able to keep the dance floor moving at a regular pace without losing any energy in between. Let's check it out. So, the smoothest way to transition without having to think too much is the intro and outro mix. I'm sure you guys have seen that before, but I'm just going to show you one more time. In this track, I have some hot cues set. This one is set right at the first beat of the beginning of the outro. And this one is just set at the first beat of the song in general. So this is a very smooth way, but let's just listen to the transition through. So get the beat match there, and then I'm going to take the bass out. So that transition works really well. It goes out of the outro into the first part of where this bass line comes in the Fat Sushi song. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to back it up a little bit more into this track. And the reason being, this last part of this outro here, it sounds great, but it is a little bit calmer because it is the outro. And I'm mixing it into the intro here, which is also very simple. That's a moment that you could use strategically. Maybe you want to do that in your transition to let everyone kind of settle a little bit. But let's say we want to do an energetic transition. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back in time, probably another 16 bars, and then we're going to push play on it. So that way when this outro starts, we're actually already a little bit further along into the track here. So the energy is picking up, and there really isn't a moment of stillness that happens like how it was before. So let's just try that out. Notice the energy in this one. So that is something that I would call an energetic transition. And as you noticed, by the time this outro started, we were already starting to pick up this bass line here. So the energy is constantly flowing, and no one really has a chance to settle in and settle down. So let's just do another one while we're here. So now I'm going to mix out of Fat Sushi song, and I'm going to go into another track. Let's see here. This Earth Life song is a great example of this. And especially with like a techno track like this Earth Life song, there isn't so much build up. There isn't a very much energetic builds. So let's just listen to this track here. As you can tell, it's pretty plain. All the way through here, it's pretty calm. Starts picking up here with that synth, and then it breaks down. So I think the most energy of the song is in this little breakdown part. So using our energetic transition strategy, we're going to want to mix into that breakdown part by the time this song is over. Instead of, if I were to start at the very beginning, it would mix in about here where this new section starts, which will sound great, don't get me wrong. The timing would be good, the phrasing would be good, but if we want to have a little extra energy in our mix, we're going to skip over a good amount of this intro part. So I'm just going to go here to this section. So the first beat of this section is going to be where I'm going to start it. And I'm just going to bring it over here to the first beat of this last section of this song, the Fat Sushi song. And what I'm doing here is I'm skipping this whole part because when this track is ending, I want to start picking up energy into this Earth Life song. So let's just listen to what that sounds like now. So the beats match properly. This track on the left, Earth Life, is picking up. I'm boosting the mids a little bit just to get that synth to come out a little more. Nice. So as you could tell, this part really started picking up the energy. And in a techno track like this, it's good to mix into this part. And again, this isn't for every transition, but if you wanted to use that energetic transition strategy, you could use that part there. And then when it drops, it's back into that deep, dark techno. But you're building up with the energetic part of the song, so it works out great. So use that strategy when you're mixing your tracks, whatever genre it is. Try skipping over the first 16 bars of the intro, for example, and mix in some build-ups or mix in another drop or whatever it might be. I hope you found this lesson helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day.